good morning, Spartans. Today is Thursday, April 15th, 2021. I'm Miss Christmas Harris, and here are your morning announcements. It's Thursday, and you know what that means, don't you? It's Knowledge Drop Day. Here we are in week 30. It is the very beginning of the new quarter. We're all fresh and ready to go, and we have so much to talk about. We've got routines, due dates, and plus all the changes with our new schedule starting on Monday. But first up, let's remind you. Today and tomorrow in building are periods 1 and 2. Starting today at 11:45 for our Google Meets are periods 1, 3, and 5. The same that it's been. And now let's talk about some changes. Starting on Monday, you've seen this before, we talked about it in the class meetings yesterday, we have our new hybrid schedule. A days, B days, and then asynchronous Wednesdays. So if you take a look at this, study this, of course, send us any questions your way that you don't understand. You'll notice that we are going full days, starting at 7:40 and ending at 1:35 every single day. Now here's the switch. If you're in the AA group, you're going to come to school on Mondays and Tuesdays, and that's it. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're completely asynchronous. If you're in the B group and the distance learning group, you will come to school if you're in the B group, and you will do your Google Meets if you're in the distance learning group on Thursdays and Fridays, starting at 7:40 to 1:35. You'll also note that there are no longer office hours on Wednesday. All we have on Wednesdays are the special populations that have been coming into the building, and then of course our classroom meetings at 11:15, 12:15, and 1:15. You'll see that office hours are now on Mondays and Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. You're going to want to check with your teachers to make sure you know the codes and when they're going to be there. There's a couple of teachers that will do one day and not the other, but they'll let you know who they are. The only other thing that I have to say about this schedule is remember to come on time. And of course, if you have any questions, if you don't understand what's going on, send us an email. Now, everybody back in building, I just want to remind you guys of the following things. When we're in the building, we have our masks covering our mouth and nose at all times. We work towards 6 feet social distancing at all times. You can only take a bathroom break if you have a pass, and it's one person at a time. If you see the sign on the door, you have to wait 6 feet outside for your turn. And you need to get the pass from a teacher, so you have to go to your classroom first. There's no food in the classrooms. If you have a water bottle in class, you need to ask to step outside to take a sip. You need to keep your stuff in your space. And finally, you need to bring your charged Chromebook and headphones every single day. And what Mr. Wall says, and he knows these things, is that if you bring a fully charged Chromebook, it should last all day. But what we also know is you should probably start bringing your chargers just to be extra safe. Speaking of safe, lunchrooms are going to look a little bit different. Everybody's going to sanitize their hands before and after eating. You're 6 feet apart at all times. Everybody has to face the same direction. You can only take your mask off when you're eating. You have to have your mask on if you're talking. You've got to clean up your area, throw away your garbage when you're finished. And you're going to need a bathroom pass to use the bathroom, right? This is also not necessarily breaking news, but your teachers will talk more about it. If your 4th period class is on the 1st floor, you're going to have first lunch. If your 4th period class is on the 2nd floor, then you're going to have second lunch starting at 11:15. Now, the last thing I want to talk about that's kind of new information today, Spartans, is this. You got to arrive to class on time. That's not new information. And the distant learners, you got to be to your meets on time. That's also not new information. But here's the new information. When you are not in school, you are going to have to fill out what's called the asynchronous attendance sheet, and you're going to have to do that once a week. If you're in the AA group, you're going to do it on Monday mornings. If you're in the BB or distance learning group, you're going to do it on Thursdays. And basically what you're doing on this sheet is saying what you did for the 3 days you were asynchronous. You're reflecting on it. And you're going to need to do that once a week to show that you've been engaged in school. More information about this coming. This week, we are wrapping up our office hours between 10 and 11:30 with Mrs. Smotherman, Mrs. Davidson, and Mrs. Palmer. And so if you need any help this week, these are the times and how you can get there to do it. We'll be talking about what we'll be doing next week. Today's Thursday, so Mrs. Rockwood is hosting karaoke club. It starts at 2:40 with the meet code SMS Sings. Bring on those Disney lyrics. Yearbooks are on sale. Happy birthday today on this tax day to Lily B., Asher C., and Hayden L. We know you've got a ton of questions, and we will get back to you as soon as we can via email or if you call the office. We want to make sure you understand. We're going to get through this. You've got it, Spartans. Yesterday I asked if you would rather eat broccoli or cauliflower. And of the 40 people who responded, almost 70% of you said broccoli. I agree. Although deep fried cauliflower, cauliflower gnocchi, cauliflower pizza crust, cauliflower rice. Wow, maybe I do like cauliflower. It's all good. Our character dare this week is to engage in real conversations when people ask you how you're doing. And finally, Spartans, here are your words of wisdom for this Thursday. To share your weakness is to make yourself vulnerable. To make yourself vulnerable is to show your strength. Chris Jammy said that. And so as part of our character dare and working towards honesty theme this month, I just want to remind you all that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to not be sure about things. And that is part of being honest and true to who you are. With something to think about, this is Miss Christmas Harris reminding you the choices you make today shape your world tomorrow. That's it for your morning announcements. Have a great Thursday. Send those questions your way. We're going to help you. We're going to get through this. It's another change. We can handle it. We can do anything. We're Spartans.